So why Bangladesh is most vulnerable? Because the Bangladesh is a highly populated country, and also we have a different, the specific geographic location. And also our most of the population, the professions in our country, they are farmer and fishermen. So this is all of their professions is climate sensitive. So and the country, as a developing country, we have less resources and less capacity to co-op and to combat the climate catastrophe and the climate vulnerability. So it is now, it's not a myth, it's a scientific reality now. The number of researchers have shown the reality and the climate vulnerability over the world. And the situation is different in developing countries and developed countries. And in Bangladesh, due to climate change and due to climate change vulnerability, the cost of climate change vulnerability is almost 1% of our GDP. You can imagine in developing countries we have less resources and less finance. So how can we combat the whole situation? And the sea level rises is one of the major problems in Bangladesh. Because of the sea level rises, 80% of our total land will be submerged. And a report from IPCC in 2007 that 22 million people will be displaced due to sea level rising. So the climate-induced migrants are increasing in Bangladesh. So you can imagine how they are passing their livelihood. They have no food, they lost their land, they lost their family, they lost everything. And they have no place to go. Some people, they are going to the adjacent cities, and they lost everything. They have no money, so that's they become day labor or rickshaw puller in a capital or in cities in Bangladesh. So when the developed nation and rich countries, they are talking about human rights, so it's not even the biggest human rights violation in the world, and it's not the biggest human rights threat for all over Bangladesh and in the world. So this is the main concern. However, in these circumstances, women and children, they are more vulnerable. That they have less capacity, to co-op the situation. And the other thing is the people who lost their family, who lost their the women, they lost their husband and children at the same night when Cyclone Sidor happened in 2009 and also 2007. And also, actually, we are experiencing the deadly cyclone since 1988. So it's now reality in country like Bangladesh. And how can we measure our loss? How can we measure our damage? How can we compensate when I lost everything? We cannot measure our loss and damage in terms of your development. So I want to call, urge to developed countries and rich nations, please think about your development pathway. Please think about your capital-led development, and don't make your the one thing that I would like to boldly say that how much development you need. And what the cost? The people are living, dying. They have no place to stay. So, but you are not stopping your development pathway. So why? This is my question to the developed and rich nations. Please think positively, and please consider the situation in the countries, in developing countries like Bangladesh. So I would like to also call to the developed and rich nation that your practice, your unequal development, and your injustice and your injustice policy and practice, which are creating climate vulnerability in countries like Bangladesh. So please stop your carbon emissions. Please think about people from Bangladesh. So this is the concern with that campaign. And you know that we are going to launch that campaign, and I think Tony will discuss more about the campaign and the objectives of the campaign. So thank you very much.